What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Killer Cam Frank coming back at you another Madden 24 banger. And today we're going to be talking about a super glitchy audible scheme that we're going to move around from in the spread offensive playbook. If you guys didn't check out my last video on A-slot offset, we went over some really nice passing concepts as well as some really good run plays. Didn't really go over the run plays, but they are there. It's a very, very good running formation, especially with a new patch, and you have to be able to match personnel for the read and react AI to work. So these runs are going to work tremendously in anything except for 3-4. So, today we're going to be talking about a really glitchy audible scheme and a way to get tight ends at running back. This is a super annoying scheme, and this is something I like to come out in audible 2, some other formations, and really try to throw my opponent off. But without further ado, let's hop right into this. Alright boys, so we are back in the spread offensive playbook, and we're going to be going over something super glitchy today. We're going to be going over slot offset, which is a unique formation, and it has some really cool stuff out of here. This is really good goal line stuff. This is some really, honestly, pretty unstoppable goal line stuff, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy this. So a very important thing you guys have to do right here is you have to, if you want two tight ends in, you have to sub in a tight end right here in the slot. And before you do anything else, don't mess with the substitutions for the running backs whatsoever. Make sure you do not touch it. You're going to go to packages, and you're going to go to tight end backfield. And that's going to give you another tight end, Kyle Pitts, right here as our second running back role. And what I like to do is I'm going to put Metcalf right there. That way we have the receiver we want. And I'm going to set my audibles just like this. I'm going to put RPO read bubble, RPO peak zone bubble, and then I like to have motion spot, and then speed option. And I know we only have one pass play in here, but you can come out in a pass play if you want an extra pass play. Honestly, this motion PA double post is a really, really good man beater. So we can come out in that every time. We can come out in the motion inside zone weak if you wanted to, or you can come out in a straight regular run play like off tackle. All these runs are really, really good, guys. They're really, really good run plays. I can show you guys the off tackle just real quick. You get really nice blocking upfield. Obviously, right there, that was kind of a weird start to the video, but you guys can see that these run plays are very, very effective. And you guys also need to realize that we do have heavy personnel. We have a running back, 2 tight ends, and 2 wide receivers. So we're going to get really, really good blocking for 1. And for 2, we're still going to be able to audible over to our ace slot offset if we want. We audible to ace offset. Any 2 tight end, 1 running back, 2 wide receiver personnel. Obviously, we didn't set our audibles for ace slot, but if you guys want to come out here and pass the ball, you can definitely do so by audibling to ace slot. So now that we got that out of the way, let's hop into this actual scheme, which I think you guys are going to enjoy quite a bit. Alright, so let's talk about RPO peak zone bubble. And against man coverage, this is one of the more annoying plays in the entire game. So I'm sure you guys have seen this before, you know how it works. And basically all you got to do is dish it out to this guy. Hopefully you get a good rack animation and they actually pick up a block right there. I can show you guys against press man coverage, it works a little bit better. But you have the option to run the ball, or you have the option to throw the swing route. And the swing route is really, really good, especially against man coverage, and even better against press man, as we're going to be able to see right here. We can throw the swing route to McCaffrey, and we actually got a little block shed right there from the outside, but that's not normally going to happen. You see that if we don't get that block shed, there's just green grass all over the field for us to run, another 20 yards up the field. Another really cool thing right here is that we have Kyle Pitts as our running back too. So if you don't want to run the ball, if you want to keep it, we also have a really, really big, heavy tight end that has really good speed and really nice physical stats, like trucking, change of direction, that kind of stuff. And we'll be able to pick up yards consistently like that. Against formations like dollar, this is money, because you can audible to any other formation that you want. And trust me, guys, this is a really, really annoying scheme. Obviously, block shed right there, that doesn't really happen in games. That almost never happens in games. And you're going to make your opponent pass commit. And when your opponent pass commits, they're either going to sell out for that swing route, try to lurk it themselves, or they'll sell out for the run. And one way or another, you should be pretty good right there. Another thing about this is that you also have that little route to the outside. sometimes you get a good release and you can actually throw that just like we did right there. Now I lobbed it up, as you guys can see, but you can actually you can throw that pretty consistently on a press animation, which is another really unique part of this, and you almost never see anybody actually throw this. But as you guys can see, it is a pretty consistent thing that you can get a nice little beat press animation. You can actually throw that stick route to the outside. I'm pretty guilty of this myself. I don't throw that nearly enough. But as you can see, like right here, we're winning pretty much every single time. We've dropped the ball a couple times, but this is a really, really good play against man coverage. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like against zone before we move on. So I'm going to show you guys what this looks like against cover 2, because honestly, cover 2 plays this the best. And even though cover 2 plays it the best, doesn't mean they play it great. Obviously, right there, as long as you can make somebody miss, you're going to be able to get upfield in a hurry with your running back right there. Having Christian McCaffrey as a receiving threat out of the backfield is a really, really nice touch, especially on this play. Obviously, we just got to make one person miss, and we're off to the races. So this play is super, super annoying to guard. Like, trust me, this is an incredibly annoying play to guard. The run is really, really good out of it. We're going to be able to pick up consistent yardage, as we see with Kyle Pitts. We're able to pick up like 10, 15 yards on that nice little inside zone. Again, we have the stick route to the outside. Now against the cover 2, I really wouldn't recommend throwing it. As you can see right there, that's what happens when you throw it against cover 2. Against man coverage, it's a little bit different. You will get that beat press animation to the outside. But against cover 2, it's kind of a risky throw. Not something I recommend. But this play is the bread and butter of this formation. And what I like to do is come out in this and audible over my A-slot offset, as I showed you guys in the first part of the video. But most people are going to run man coverage. That is the meta online right now. So we're going to hop into the next part of this scheme, which makes this even more annoying. Alright, so we started out with RPO and peak zone bubble. Now we have RPO read bubble, which is the same thing in the opposite direction. We don't have the little hitch/go route on the outside, but we do have this swing route to this side of the formation, and we're still able to pick up consistent yardage on that. Ideally, you'll want to run this to the wide side, so if you're running peak zone bubble to that right side when you have a lot of extra space, you can run this to the left side. And this is a really, really annoying thing to guard. As we can see right there, we're able to pick up yards on the ground as well. Another inside zone type deal. You can double team the inside stuff, and you just have to make sure that you know who you're throwing it to right here. But we're able to pick up some blocks, and we're able to get upfield in a hurry again. People are going to sell out for that peak zone bubble because it's such a good play. And when you mix this in, it's even tougher to guard. Now I've played a couple times, and you get some kind of fluky block sheds on the outside. With those wide receivers not holding up their blocks. But trust me, guys, this is a really, really good play, and it's really, really annoying. It's hard to guard. It's really, really hard to guard, especially with guys like Kyle Pitts that have really good juke moves. And remember that this is your running back in this formation. So you can come out in a pass play, and you can still, have him as a receiving threat out of the backfield. So let's hop into the next part of this scheme, which really ties this all in together. Alright, so briefly, just before I get into the last part, there is this triple option, which is honestly pretty viable. Like, you can pass the ball off right here, and we're still able to pick up some really nice yards. And then, of course, we have the actual triple option. Ideally, you'll want to run this to the wide side, too. So I'll show you guys this right there. But the inside zone on the triple option is really good, just because everybody sells out for the other part of the play. But as we don't get the good pitch right there, this isn't like a tremendous play, but this is something that's there. We're going to go over the speed option in just a second, but as you guys can see, there is potential to pick up pretty good yards on this triple option. This is another part you can incorporate into the scheme that makes it super glitchy, but remember, this is just a play that we're going to come out in that we can audible to something else, which makes this a really, really crazy scheme, guys. There's so much that we're going to go over in this spread offensive playbook, and you guys are going to want to stay tuned for all of it, because if you can tie it in the way that I know myself and a lot of you guys are going to be able to, this scheme is like pretty unstoppable. I think this is probably the best the spread playbook's ever been, and it's getting better and better every single time we run this offense and learn a little bit more about it. So I'm going to show you guys a couple more things before we get into our actual passing plays right here. Alright guys, so we're talking about the speed option right now, and before the patch this was even better, because you could do the journal pitch thing, and you would get perfect pitches to the outside. You'd be able to take that to the crib almost every single time. Now, if you have a mobile quarterback, it's even better. But right now we only have Joe Montana, and we're still able to pick up consistent yardage on the speed option, but nothing like you were before the patch. Speed options were really, really good before the patch, and now we are not able to do the journal pitch. We can, but you're going to fumble it sometimes. You don't get the perfect accuracy pitches, which is what made this thing so good. This is really a good play. We're actually able to hit the journal pitch right there. As you can see, with man coverage, it just dumps out the man. So this is why I have this in my audibles, because this is such an annoying formation to guard, guys. There's so much going on here. It's really, really hard to anticipate what your opponent's going to do. You can pound that peak zone bubble almost every single play. We have it in our audibles. You can switch to any kind of pass play, which makes this even better. Guys, this scheme is so crazy. We have some really good run plays at our disposal. We have some really gimmicky motion stuff. We have really nice inside zones off the gimmicky motion stuff. And let's tie in some really nice passing concepts, specifically man beaters. They're going to take this to the next level. Last but not least, I don't want to leave this out because this isn't something that I run a ton, but it is something that I will run occasionally, and I honestly do think it is pretty good. We do have this like fake screen motion, or fake motion screen pass to the tight end, and honestly the blocking sets up really well for it. And a lot of times people will sell out for that auto motion, and you'll be able to throw this screen pretty easily and pick up yards. We're not picking up a ton of yards right there, but we honestly haven't let the screen set up all the way, so I'm going to try this one more time and see if I can show you, just by a little bit of time in the pocket. Able to actually get some blocks right there and take that downfield for a nice little gain. So this is something you can also incorporate. You can put this in your audibles too if you want to, and just come out in whatever pass play you like. But this is something that I definitely wanted to mention because it is honestly pretty useful. All right, so we're only going to talk about a couple pass plays, but I think motion PA double post and motion spot are probably the two best, just because we have a stock corner route. This play under is also pretty good. If you wanted to run this as your main formation, you absolutely can. This play under has a really nice corner route, something you can mix up, and this spot route honestly is really good against man coverage. So I can show you guys this play just real quick. And you see that spot route, it gets a really, really nice animation on the comeback. And you're going to be able to throw that against man coverage every single time. I'll show you guys just right here. As we see, we get really nice separation. I don't know why I keep dropping everything. It's really annoying. But you guys can see that we're getting really good separation on this. And we're getting manhandled by Myles Garrett on the outside, which is kind of annoying. Let's see if we can double team him for this. I'll take him out when we get into our next pass play. But you guys can see this corner route from Kyle Pitts does get pretty decent separation a lot of the time. One other thing you can do if you don't like the auto motion is that you can actually put your tight end at tight end. You can motion him over, and if you want to put him on like a post or an angle route or a corner route even, you can do that, and then you can motion him back to the backfield. So you can have something like this, and you'll have this really nice corner route out of the backfield that's still going to get separation against man most of the time. Right there it didn't. But you can do post, you can do angle routes. There's a lot you can do, especially if you have Joe Montana, who is the first hot route master quarterback at the game. When we went over our ace slot offset video, we did not have hot route master, so that definitely makes a difference. But I just wanted to show you guys this, man, because this is really good against man coverage. That corner route's going to win against man coverage a lot of the time too. This is a play that doesn't have the auto motion, which is what I really like about this formation, but it's something I definitely wanted to mention. All right, let's talk about motion PA double post. Now, I'm going to show you guys against man coverage and zone coverage. I'll show you guys how to set it up against zone. I'm definitely getting Myles Garrett out of there because I was getting murdered by Myles Garrett to start that last portion of this ebook. But this play stock is pretty good, and we have the auto motion, which honestly you can throw. But I really like this crossing route over the middle. I have Vernon Davis running it right now. It's a really nice crossing route. It does get really good separation against man coverage. You get the clean release pretty much every single time, which is something that I really like about it. That post route is also, I don't know why he didn't try to catch that right there. That post route on the right side from Tyreek Hill is also something that gets good separation against man coverage, and so does the comeback. This is really how I like to run this play against man and zone. You just keep it stock, put an angle route on your running back, and then you're going to be able to throw that crosser, that post, or that comeback route. And then we just have the motion sling route to distract the user. You definitely can throw it, but it's not something that you're going to throw a ton. Right there, we are able to get really good separation. As you guys can see how good that crosser is. But this is a play that you can definitely mix in. We're going to be mixing in a ton of stuff in this ebook series, guys. There's going to be so many different things we're going to go over. You can put Metcalf on a streak or a fade if they're pressing you. So hopefully you can just get the good press win animation like we did right there, and you'll be able to lob it up for a one-play touchdown potentially. You won't always get that. That is prime time on the outside right there. He doesn't have the best press. But this is a play that's really, really good against man covers, and that's why I had to mention it in this ebook series. All right, so I'm going to go over the play Pt.2 double post here again just for a second. And one thing that I do have to mention is that stock, this is potentially a cover 3 beater. You just have to buy a little bit of time, but that post can definitely get over the top right there with that comeback route, and you will be able to throw that. Now right there, it didn't happen. You're going to want to run this on the right side of the field, so that comeback route can actually pull that outside third down. But this is potentially a one-play touchdown. Let's see if we can actually get it to work right here. Again, you will have to buy some time in the pocket, and that press animation doesn't help. But if you can get the right pass lead, you can definitely throw it for a touchdown. Now, you can block both the tight end and the running back right here if you want to buy even more time. We're getting pressed on there, which really isn't helping our chances. But as you guys can see, that crosser is getting in over the top. But it's not, we just don't really have enough time to throw it. And if the crosser doesn't get open, then the comeback route's definitely going to be open. I'll definitely be able to throw the comeback route here against the zone coverage. And again, we're just going to have to fit that in there on the sideline. Really bad pass lead by me, but as you guys can see, it's open. So, also against a cover 3 or a cover 4, something you can do right here is how I like to set this play up, as I mentioned last time. This is my favorite way to set this play up. So basically, we're just going to put our running back on an angle route. If you have running back apprentice or hot route master, this is something you're going to be able to easily do. And you just really make a read, either high-low on the left from the comeback route and the swing screen, or high-low over the middle from the running back angle route or that deep post route over the top right there. Honestly, we're getting screamed at because it's practice mode. I didn't want to put 2 controllers in. My other controller is dead. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to have to from now on, just so we don't get screamed at by this pass rush. As you guys can see, that is wide open. We got deep out zone KO'd right there, but this is something that is wide open. And if you really want to make this cover 3 beater work, something that I also didn't mention, you can streak this guy right here, and you can use a little bit of motion to get more open right here. He's going to motion all the way over, actually. Maybe it won't work exactly how I wanted it to. But you can also use that as a deep corner route, something that you can beat zone coverage with. There's a lot of different things you can do with this. That streak and wheel route combination for the running back is really good. So there's a lot of different things you can mix in here, guys. We're getting screamed at again, but as you guys can see, the corner route was open on the left side of the field. So I just wanted to show you guys a couple mix-ins against zone coverage. You're probably going to get a lot of man, considering what we showed you guys in the A-slot offset part of the ebook series. We were torching zone coverage. Pretty crazy. We have a whole bunch of one-play touchdowns. They're going to have to make a lot of adjustments. And really, that's the name of the game for this ebook series. We're going to make them make as many adjustments as possible, so we really throw them off when we audible around. Alright, so we're going to go over the motion spot play last, and I like this play for a couple reasons. One, if you guys want to, that spot route is honestly really, really good against zone coverage. You can run it against pretty much any zone, and it's going to get open in the middle of the field. These spot routes are super underrated, especially against zone coverage this year. There's something that you can throw consistently. Like, you can run this play pretty stock and have a lot of success with it. As we see right there, a hole just opens up in the middle of the field for these spot routes. Spot routes are something that, it's kind of like a curl, but it's a little bit more in the middle of the field. It's something you can definitely take advantage of. It's really, really good this year, and I have not seen anybody use it consistently besides myself. So that's definitely something I wanted to mention. But this is also a really nice quick snap play. So we set it up just like this. and we're going to be able to hit that corner route on that right side against pretty much any zone coverage. As we see right there, we're able to easily hit that corner route. Of course, it said knocked out. He just straight up dropped it right there. The longer you wait, the more open that corner route's going to be. But again, this is a really nice setup. You can also drag Metcalf right here, give you guys an extra option underneath. We're getting screamed at pretty much this whole video. Right there, we are able to get it knocked out again, but that's only because of the universal coverage right there. That's not going to happen in game. That's going to be a catch 10 times out of 10 in game. I promise you guys that. This is a really nice quick snap play, though, and it's really good against zone coverage, so I had to mention it right here before we ended this video off, as we are finally... I thought we were going to be able to complete a pass, but that universal coverage is going crazy over there. You guys see exactly what I'm talking about, though, how this can be a really good quick snap play against zone coverage, especially when you mix it in with the peak zone bubble that looks literally exactly the same. Like, these guys move over, but you can go from that to this or from this to that super, super easily, and your opponent's not going to know what's going on. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video, man. I really hope that you guys are enjoying this ebook series so far. This is one of our more annoying parts. This is something that you're going to frustrate the hell out of your opponents. It's really, really good on the goal line for 2-point conversions. And it's something you should absolutely be mixing in with your play calling. I like to come out in this and audible to a slot to give me an extra, variety with my play calling and an extra look that's really going to throw my opponent off. Make him set up for this play, and then come out in A-slot and run post or level sales and hit him with a one-play touchdown. So I hope you guys are enjoying this, man. I'm really enjoying running the spread playbook. There are a ton of different things that I'm learning, and I'm going to teach you guys everything I learned along the way. As always, it's your boy Killer Cam Friend, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.